Welcome to the Cup of Joe Wrestling Show.
Cup of Joe Wrestling Show?
With Joey Harris. A podcast for the wrestling fan on the go. So take your favorite beverage of choice and join Joey as he takes a look at some of the biggest shows on the WWE Network.
Welcome to the Cup of Joe Wrestling Show. I am your host, Joey Harris, and we are broadcasting from makeshift studios in the shadow of South Central Virginia. Follow the show on Twitter at Cup of Joe Pod. Email the show at cupofjoewrestlingshow@gmail.com. If you like the show, please leave a review on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, or your preferred podcast app. I would really appreciate it, and it helps people to find the show. Folks, today we look at Backlash 2001 from the WWF. Backlash 2001 was broadcast on pay-per-view on April the 29th, 2001 from the Allstate Arena in Rosemont, Illinois. There were 15,592 in attendance, and the show did 375,000 pay-per-view buys. We start out with our WWF Attitude intro, then the Backlash intro. Jim Ross and Paul Heyman are the announcers for the evening. The Dudley Boys, Bubba Ray, Devon, and Spike versus X Factor, X-Pac, Justin Credible, and Albert. They brawl from the beginning, and the Dudley Boys throw X Factor out of the ring. Bubba Ray and Devon double suplex Albert, and Spike does a whoopee cushion-like move on him. Bubba and Devon then throw Spike on X-Pac and Credible. Credible and Spike in now. Spike with a crucifix for a 2 count as a "We Want Tables" chant goes out. Albert tagged in and missed a leg drop. Spike goes for the Dudley Dog, but Albert pushes him off. Credible tagged in and kicked Spike down in the corner. Credible with a sit-down powerbomb for a 2 count as an X-Pac sucks chant goes out. Credible misses a corner baseball slide and crotches himself. Devon and X-Pac tagged in. Devon with a shoulder tackle. Irish whip by X-Pac, and Albert hits Devon as he hits the ropes, and Devon is down. Albert tagged in. Devon thrown outside. Albert goads Bubba to come in, and he is stopped by referee Teddy Long. Credible and X-Pac run Devon into the ring post on the outside. Albert whiplashes Devon back on the inside. X-Pac tagged in, and he slams Devon. Running leg drop on Devon, and Bubba breaks up the count. X-Pac with a headlock on Devon. Devon with some elbows to X-Pac. X-Pac with a spinning heel kick. X-Pac with a shoulder block to Devon in the corner. Credible tagged in. Back and forth. Credible with a sidewalk slam. Another "We Want Tables" chant goes out. Devon ran into X-Pac's boot, and Albert tagged in. He hits a delayed underhook suplex. Spike breaks up the cover. X-Pac then Credible tagged in, and Devon ducks a double clothesline and hits one of his own. Bubba tagged in. He cleans house and hits the Bubba bomb on Credible. He hits a sidewalk slam on X-Pac. Gets a 2 count. Albert goes to splash Bubba, but he moves and Albert gets X-Pac. Credible corner whipped and slammed down. Devon and Bubba then hit the "What's Up" headbutt to Credible. Bubba yells to get the table. Albert with a big boot to Devon on the outside. Bubba misses a corner charge on X-Pac, but gets hit by one from Albert. Credible and X-Pac with a double shot on Bubba, and X Factor gets the pin. X Factor brings the table in, but Spike does the Dudley Dog to Albert, and Devon runs Credible into the corner post. They do the 3D to X-Pac through the table. A limo is shown pulling up, and the Duchess of Queensberry gets out and is met by William Regal. He has her guards take her down to her quarters, and the Duchess of Queensberry is played by longtime WWF/WWE employee Sue Aitchison, who was in charge, or I guess still may be in charge. I think she still works for them for the things like the Make-A-Wish, things that the WWE does with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Kurt Angle is shown polishing his medals. Lillian Garcia asking why he is so calm since he's moments away from his Ultimate Submission match. He says he's confident because he knows he's the best. Earlier tonight on Heat, Jerry Lynn is shown to have won the light heavyweight title from Crash Holly. Hardcore Championship match, Rhyno versus Raven. Raven gets a good reaction coming out. He comes out with a trash can full of plunder. Raven with a drop toe hold to Rhyno on a stop sign. He gets a 2 count. He runs Rhyno into the turnbuckle. Raven hits a corner charge with a trash can. He gets another 2 count. Rhyno hits a shoulder block into the corner. Rhyno hits Raven with the trash can, denting it. Rhyno with some rights. He goes for a running big boot, but Raven gets the trash can up, and Rhyno hits that, but Raven still falls outside. Rhyno gets a 2 count on the outside. Rhyno sets the steel steps up and runs Raven's head into it. He sits Raven down on a chair and climbs the steps to impale Raven, but Raven moves and Rhyno goes through the steps. Raven dives off the steps with a clothesline on Rhyno for a 2 count. Raven with some shots to Rhyno back in the ring. A big shot knocks Rhyno outside. Raven throws into the barricade. Raven throws everything from his cart, including the kitchen sink. Rhyno drives Raven into the corner post. Rhyno hits Raven with the trash can lid. Rhyno hits Raven with a barricade sign. He gets a 2 count as a holy shit chant goes out. Rhyno hits Raven with the sign again. He gets another 2 count. Back in, Rhyno puts the shopping cart into the ring and hits Raven with it. He runs it into him again. Raven drop toe holds Rhyno into the cart. Raven hits Rhyno with a handicap parking sign several times. Then hits a big shot with a no parking sign. Raven with a corner charge and a bulldog on Rhyno. He gets a close 2 count. Rhyno with a thumb to the eye. Rhyno lifts the shopping cart, but Raven hits him with the trash can and the cart lands on him. He gets a 2 count. Raven sets the cart up and runs it into Rhyno. Rhyno corner whipped, but comes out of it with the handicap sign and hits Raven with it. He gets a very close 2 count. Rhyno with a couple of shots with the trash can. Rhyno goes to gore Raven, who moves, and Rhyno goes headfirst into the shopping cart. Raven hits the cart with the kitchen sink and gets a 2 count. Rhyno then hits the gore for the 3 count. Paul Heyman and Jim Ross talk about the Shane McMahon Big Show Last Man Standing match and flashback to Shane reading Shane and the Beanstalk from SmackDown. Michael Cole starts to interview Shane McMahon backstage when Stephanie interrupts. She says that if Shane apologized to Vince, he might call off the match. Shane says no. Stephanie says he lives in a fantasy world. Steve Austin and Deborah are shown arriving at the arena. Kevin Kelly approaches them talking about the main event. Austin says he's not going to lose a damn thing. Coach interviews the Duchess. He tries to get her to tell him the rules of the match tonight. She starts to, but is cut off by William Regal. He yells at Coach to leave. Flashback to what has led to the William Regal Chris Jericho match. Duchess of Queensberry rules match. William Regal versus Chris Jericho. Regal gets on the mic. An asshole chant rings out. He brings out the Duchess of Queensberry. She has a throne at ringside. Jericho gets a good reaction coming out. He insults the Duchess and Regal coming out. They start hot with big shots. Jericho with a side headlock. Regal pushes off. Jericho blocks a hip toss with a shot. Regal with a wrist lock. Jericho with a forearm. Jericho with chops. Regal reverses an Irish whip. He throws Jericho to the outside, but Jericho holds on and hits an elbow smash from the top rope. Jericho with a drop kick. He goes outside. Regal ran into the barricade. Jericho chops Regal onto the barricade. Back in, Jericho goes for a top rope drop kick, but Regal moves out of the way. Regal with a suplex for a 2 count. He tries another pin. Another 2 count. Regal with a knee to Jericho's head. He kicks Jericho. He lands European uppercuts to Jericho. Jericho reverses a corner whip. Regal gets a foot up on the Jericho charge. Regal goes to the second rope. Jericho drop kicks him. Jericho Hurricane Rana's Regal off the top rope. Jericho with some shots. Regal reverses an Irish whip, and Jericho hits a flying forearm. Regal ducks a clothesline. He grabs Jericho, who elbows his way out of it. Jericho hits a modified bulldog. Jericho hits a lion salt. The bell rings. Howard Finkel announces that the time limit for round 1 has expired. The crowd boos. Jericho comes over to complain and gets rolled up by Regal for a 2 count. Regal reverses an Irish whip, and Jericho kicks Regal in the face at the beginning of round 2. Jericho with a clothesline. Jericho goes for a second rope drop kick, but Regal catches his legs and catapults him onto the top rope throat first. Regal with a big release suplex. Regal gets the Regal stretch on. Jericho inches and finally gets to the ropes. Regal with a corner whip. Jericho with a roll through going for the walls of Jericho. He gets it on and Regal taps. The bell rings, but Howard Finkel announces that you cannot win a Duchess of Queensberry match by submission. Jericho goes outside towards the Duchess, so her bodyguards come forward. Regal goes to attack Jericho from behind, so Jericho attacks him. He runs Regal into the announce table. Regal grabs the Duchess's scepter and bashes Jericho with it. The bell rings. Finkel announces that there is no disqualifications. Jericho rolled back in and Regal gets a 2.5 count. Regal with uppercuts. Regal misses a clothesline, but hits a back elbow. Regal with an underhook suplex. That gets another 2 count. Then another 2 count. Jericho rolls away. Hits an enziguri and they are both down. A double count going. Both up and back and forth shots. Jericho kicking and stomping Regal in the corner. Jericho with a corner whip and a clothesline. He then kicks Regal in the groin and Regal rolls out. Jericho with a baseball slide to Regal, whose head ends up in the Duchess's lap. He gets up looking horrified and disgusted. Jericho attacks Regal and then the bodyguards. Jericho rolls the Duchess in the ring. He puts her in the walls of Jericho. Regal hits him with a chair shot 3 times and gets the pin. The Big Show comes into Vince McMahon's office and McMahon asks him if he is ready for his task. He says he's not going to hold back on Shane. Flashback to what led to the Ultimate Submission match. Chris Benoit is shown warming up backstage. 30-minute Ultimate Submission match. Kurt Angle versus Chris Benoit. It's weird to hear Angle's music without the "You Suck" chant, as they hadn't started doing that yet. Angle with some mic work to begin putting down the crowd in Chicago. The bell rings. Collar and elbow to the corner. Angle sucks chant goes out. They lock up aggressively. Angle with a takedown. They break clean. Angle with an ankle lock in the ropes. Angle with a takedown going for the ankle. Benoit trying to hook an arm. Quick reversals. Benoit goes for the crossface, but Angle is at the ropes. Angle rolls out and regroups. Back in. Angle with a takedown. They again jockey for position. Benoit goes for the crossface again, but Angle again gets to the ropes. Angle rolls out. Benoit rolls out too, but keeps his distance. Back in, back and forth. Benoit with a waistlock takedown. Angle rolls out again, but Benoit won't let go. Angle reverses it. Benoit reverses that. Benoit gets the crossface on and Angle taps, but it's on the outside. Benoit argues with the referee and Angle takes a long time to get back in the ring. Angle grabbing a chair, but referee Mike Chioda screaming at him to put it down. Angle back in and acts like his shoulder is hurting. Angle with the right hand going into an ankle lock. He gets the knee in the lock and Benoit taps out. Rest period. Benoit with chops and Angle responds with kicks to the knees. He clips Benoit's knee. Then he does it again. Benoit catches Angle and tries for the crossface and takes Angle over. Benoit with a cross arm breaker. Angle taps, and we are tied at 1 submission apiece. Rest period. Benoit comes out with kicks and chops to the corner. Angle driven shoulder first into the ring post. Benoit back to the cross arm breaker. Angle turns and gets to the ropes. Benoit with a shoulder breaker. Angle corner whipped and chopped, then corner whipped again. Angle in the ropes. Benoit shoves down Mike Chioda, who's trying to pull him away, allowing Angle to hit Benoit with the chair he put down earlier. Angle applies the ankle lock and Benoit taps. Rest period. Angle attacking during the rest period. Angle puts Benoit in the crippler crossface and Benoit taps. Rest period and Benoit down 3-1 falls. The bell rings and Angle has a front face lock on. Benoit in the ropes and being counted by Chioda. Angle punching and kicking. It goes outside. Benoit drove into the announcer's table over and over. Back in. Angle backdropped over the top rope to the floor. Benoit attacking Angle on the outside. Angle reverses a whip and runs Benoit into the ringside steps. Angle applies the ankle lock on the outside. Chioda gets him off of Benoit. Back in. Angle going for the cross arm breaker. Benoit twists his arm so that he's on top of Angle, trying not to have his arm hyperextended. Benoit gets to the ropes. Angle with the abdominal stretch. Benoit counters. Benoit then rolls through and gets the cross arm breaker on Angle. Angle gets to the ropes. Angle kicking Benoit and Angle holding his right arm. Benoit gets Angle down and gets the sharpshooter on. Angle gets to the ropes. Benoit rolls through a takedown and gets a half crab on, and Angle taps. Rest period. Angle staying away from Benoit, trying to run out the clock. Benoit attacks him on the outside. He runs Angle into the steps. Benoit rolls Angle in and he rolls right out on the opposite side. Back in, they exchange shots. Angle throws Benoit out. He is keeping Benoit at bay so that he can't get in. Benoit gets back in and Angle stomps him. Angle with a suplex on Benoit. Benoit gets his legs up on an Angle corner charge. Angle comes out with a drop toe hold and Benoit gets immediately to the ropes. It goes outside and Angle hitting some big shots. Angle with a suplex on the outside. Angle kicking Benoit back in, and Benoit grabs his ankle and turns it over into an ankle lock. But Angle gets to the ropes. Benoit with an Irish whip and goes to drop kick Angle. But Angle holds onto the ropes. Angle hooks the arm and the leg in a submission move. Turned into a sleeper. Benoit holding on. Angle running out the clock. Angle with a body vice and Benoit elbowing him frantically to get out. Benoit gets to his feet. Benoit hits a jawbreaker to get out. Angle with a clothesline. Then a belly-to-belly suplex. Then another belly-to-belly with 3 minutes left. Benoit reverses a corner whip and hits a series of belly-to-back suplexes. Angle blocks one, then a series of reversals of ankle locks. Benoit with the lock on the knee and Angle taps. It's tied with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left. Rest period. Benoit attacking the knee of Angle. Benoit with another belly-to-back suplex, but Angle grabs the ropes to break the hold. Angle with a low blow to Benoit. Angle with an ankle lock, but Benoit grabs the ropes. He does it again with the same result. Angle with a suplex into an ankle lock. Benoit holds on until the bell rings. It's tied 3-3. Mike Chioda talks to Howard Finkel, who announces that the match continues to sudden death. Angle punches down Benoit. Angle with a belly-to-belly suplex. Angle sucks chant goes out. Scrambling for a position on the mat. Angle with a vertical abdominal stretch on. Benoit punched Angle's head to get out of it. Angle using the ropes. Benoit pushes out and away and gets the crossface on. Angle finally taps. Undertaker and Kane are seen talking in a stairwell. Stephanie and Triple H are shown watching them on a monitor. They discuss what Kane and The Undertaker are talking about, as well as the Big Show-Shane match coming up. Flashback to what led up to the Shane-Big Show match. Last man standing match. The Big Show versus Shane McMahon. McMahon starts out on the run from Big Show. McMahon throws a chair into the ring. He climbs under the ring. Big Show looks for him, but McMahon comes out another side with a kendo stick and whacks Big Show several times with it. He then picks up the Shane and the Beanstalk book and hits Big Show with it. A Shane O'Mac chant starts. McMahon goes back to the kendo stick and goes to jump hit Big Show with it, but gets caught for a chokeslam. McMahon whacks Big Show with the stick to get loose. He goes to beat Big Show with it again, but Big Show grabs it and clotheslines McMahon. Inside, McMahon attacks Big Show with the chair. McMahon keeps hitting Big Show, but he won't go down. Finally, he goes down with a shot to the head. Jack Doan counting. McMahon goes outside and reaches under the ring for a bag. He opens the bag, puts on a face mask, sprays something onto a cloth, and jumps on Big Show's back and covers his face with the cloth. Big Show fights it, but drops to his knees. Big Show face down. A Shane O'Mac chant going out. Referee counting. Vince McMahon comes down and attacks Shane with the chair. A double count going. Big Show gets up and picks Shane up. He throws him into a corner, then does a sidewalk slam to Shane. A count going. Shane trying to pull himself up. Shane up at 9. Big Show starts chopping his chest. Big Show puts him on the top turnbuckle, then slings him off. Then a driving back forearm, and the referee is counting again. Big Show picks Shane up at 8. He chokeslams Shane. Count starts again. Picks Shane up again at 8. Big Show puts Shane in a torture rack, but gets attacked by Test. Big Show throws Test to the outside and follows him out. Big Show throws Test into the ringside steps. Test and Big Show battling up the aisle, and Big Show hit with the barricade sign. Big Show grabs Test and runs him into the set. Big Show with Test on some cases, and Shane coming up the aisle. Shane hits Big Show with a barricade sign. Big Show grabs a pipe to hit Shane. Shane climbing the set to get away from Big Show. Big Show goes to follow him, but Test grabs his leg. Test hitting Big Show with a sign as the crowd chants "Holy shit" as Shane climbs higher. Test puts Big Show on a platform, and Shane jumps on him from easily 30 feet in the air, maybe higher than 30 feet. Both men down, and the referee is counting. Test grabs a crane and lifts Shane up on it to have him stand. Big Show still down, and Shane wins. JR says the fall was 50 feet. Vince McMahon is shown backstage talking to Triple H and Stephanie. They tell him to concentrate on the main event. Vince says that from now on, he only has one son, and his name is Triple H. Heyman and JR talk to Steve Blackman, who's at WWF New York, about the last match. He said that Shane taking that bump was crazy, and he never thought he would be in another hardcore match. Grandmaster Sexay comes in and says some stuff. European Championship triple threat match. Matt Hardy versus Christian versus Eddie Guerrero. Hardy attacks both men, who then gang up on him. Double back elbow to Hardy. They throw Hardy to the outside. Christian then jumps Guerrero from behind. Christian with a power slam on Guerrero for a 2 count. Guerrero Irish whipped, but comes back with a Hurricane Rana. Guerrero puts Christian on top, but Hardy pulls Guerrero off. Hardy comes and attacks Christian. Guerrero comes from behind and puts a Hardy on his shoulders, and Christian goes for the Doomsday device, but Hardy rolls Guerrero up as Christian jumps. Hardy gets a 2 count. Hardy goes for the twist of fate on Guerrero, but gets clotheslined by Christian. Guerrero backdrops Christian. Guerrero with a drop toe hold to Christian. Hardy with a sunset flip to Guerrero, and they get into the ropes. Hardy tosses Guerrero to the outside. Hardy with a clothesline and a 2 count on Christian. Hardy Irish whip by Christian, and Guerrero pulls Hardy's leg and pulls him outside. They are trading blows when they are both taken out by Christian with a baseball slide. Hardy charges Christian, who backdrops Hardy, who whips the ropes and rebounds with a DDT. Guerrero suplexes Hardy back into the ring. Guerrero with a brain buster to Hardy for a 2 count. Hardy tears his shirt off and climbs the turnbuckle, but gets caught by Guerrero. Guerrero tries to Hurricane Rana Hardy off, but Christian comes up and holds on to Hardy. Christian tries to superplex Hardy, but Hardy slams him down on Guerrero. Hardy with a double clothesline from the top rope. Christian rushes Hardy, who ducks, and Christian crossbodies Guerrero, and Hardy throws Christian to the outside. Hardy slams Guerrero in his second rope leg drop. He gets a close 2 count. Christian pulls Hardy out and slams his head on the apron. Edge comes down and spears Hardy and throws him back in. Christian goes to pin Hardy, but gets pushed out of the ring by Guerrero, who gets a near fall on Hardy. Jeff Hardy comes in to attack Edge. Edge throws him outside the ring. Christian hits the unprettier on Guerrero. Jeff Hardy with a swanton on Christian. Jeff Hardy nails Edge. Matt Hardy with a twist of fate to Christian to win. They show Shane McMahon's fall again. Flashback to what led to the main event. Main event tag team match. All titles on the line. WWF Champion Steve Austin and Intercontinental Champion Triple H versus World Tag Team Champions The Undertaker and Kane. Each man gets his own individual entrance. Undertaker is in his American Badass phase and comes out to Rollin' by Limp Bizkit. Undertaker and Kane in the ring, and Austin and Triple H on the outside to start. Triple H gets up on the apron but punched off by The Undertaker. It's taken a long time to get Austin and Triple H in the ring. Triple H in and gets hit by Undertaker again and rolls out. Austin and Triple H go to leave, but Kane and The Undertaker chase them down and they fight in the aisle. Undertaker gets Austin inside the ring, while Kane slams Triple H on the announce table. They then trade spots, and Undertaker and Austin are on the outside, and Kane and Triple H on the inside. Kane reverses a corner whip as Undertaker hits Austin with the right hand. Kane chokes Triple H down, and then grabs Austin when he comes in. Kane beating Triple H down in the corner. Kane with a corner whip and charge Triple H. Triple H reverses an Irish whip and lands a big knee to Kane. Triple H slams Kane's injured arm against the ropes. They trade shots and Kane hits a clothesline to Triple H. Austin and Undertaker both tagged in, and Austin begs off from Undertaker because he wanted Kane. Undertaker stomping down Austin in the corner. Austin then punching Undertaker in the corner. Undertaker blocks being driven into the corner, then drives Austin into the corner. Austin corner whip 4 times in a row. Austin on his knees and extends his hand to the Undertaker. Undertaker responds with a boot to Austin's head. Kane then nails Austin. Undertaker with a wrist lock to Austin and tags Kane in. Austin Irish whipped, but nails Kane with a kick when Kane drops his head too early. Undertaker and Triple H both tagged in. Triple H goes to push Undertaker, but gets a right hand for his troubles. Undertaker corner whipped, but Undertaker gets his boot up on the corner charge. Undertaker does old school on Triple H. Undertaker slams Austin when he comes in. Undertaker then does old school to Austin. Triple H then clothesline to the outside by Undertaker. Austin and Triple H go up the aisle again, but get attacked from behind by Kane. Triple H run into the barricade. Austin thrown back into the ring. Austin being set up for the last ride or the tombstone, but Triple H clotheslines Undertaker. Austin and Triple H kicking and stomping Undertaker down in the corner. It goes outside and Austin clotheslines Undertaker. Undertaker slammed on the announce table. Back in, Austin does the big boss man rope leg spot on Undertaker. Austin with a snapmare and drops a knee on Undertaker. Triple H tagged in. They double team Undertaker. Undertaker down. Triple H with a front face lock and Austin tagged back in. Undertaker stomped in the corner again. Triple H tagged back in. Undertaker coming back with right hands and elbow shots to Austin and Triple H. Triple H Irish whipped, but comes back with a face buster to Undertaker. Undertaker Irish whipped, but comes back and DDTs Triple H. Triple H tags, but Undertaker won't because he's concerned about Kane's injured elbow. Austin knocks down Undertaker and hits a cheap shot to Kane. Austin hits a Thez press on Undertaker. Austin running shots to Undertaker, who grabs Austin by the throat after the third one. Triple H comes in and he gets grabbed too. They both kick Undertaker and send him for an Irish whip, but he responds with a double clothesline. Kane tagged himself in. Big boot to Austin. Then one for Triple H. Triple H knocked outside. Kane with a sidewalk slam to Austin. Kane goes up top. Triple H goes up top on the opposite side. Kane splashes Austin and then slams Triple H off the turnbuckle. Kane goes to chokeslam Austin, but Triple H gets a shot in on his elbow. Irish whip reversed by Austin, who goes for the stunner, but Kane pushes off. Kane with a back elbow to Austin, then one for Triple H, who has come in. Big boot to Austin, clothesline to Triple H, but Austin gets a modified arm bar takedown on Kane's injured arm. Austin beating Kane down by the ropes. Triple H tagged in. Kane's injured arm dropped down on the top rope and he falls outside. Austin takes a chair to Kane's arm and whacks it against the broadcast table. Undertaker grabs the chair and takes after Austin, but the referee takes the chair from the Undertaker. Triple H runs Kane's arm into the ring steps. Back in, Triple H has an arm bar on Kane's injured arm. He's trying to hyperextend the elbow of Kane. Kane trying to come back, so Triple H wrenches his arm down and Austin tagged in. Austin stomping Kane's elbow and punching Kane. Kane reverses and punches Austin, but Triple H comes in and kicks Kane. Austin goes to an arm bar on Kane's injured arm. Kane gets to his feet and delivers some elbows to Austin. Kane gets Austin up, but can't hold him. Austin pushes off and runs Kane into the turnbuckle. The referee pulls Austin off, allowing Triple H to slam Kane's arm into the apron, bringing The Undertaker over. The referee sends Undertaker back to his corner. Triple H tagged in and Austin holds Kane for Triple H to punch. Triple H with an arm wringer on Kane, then a modified wrist lock to Kane. Kane fighting back and pushes Triple H to the outside. Kane collapses on the mat. Triple H pulls Undertaker down so that Kane can't tag him. Austin pulls Kane to the center of the ring, then lays some big boots to him. Austin tags Triple H since Triple H has been the legal man. Kane reverses an Irish whip, but can only grab Austin because of his elbow. Austin gets a side suplex to Kane. Triple H goes up top, but Kane gets his boot up when Triple H comes off. Austin tagged in, gets Kane in a sleeper. Kane reverses it into a backdrop. Triple H tagged in, grabs Kane's leg, single leg pickup, and then drops a knee onto Kane's quad. Kane corner whipped and Triple H goes for the pedigree. He hits it. Austin tagged in. He goes to cover, but Undertaker breaks it up. Triple H tries to come in, but the referee keeps him out, allowing Undertaker to get the chokeslam on Austin. Stephanie climbs onto the apron. She argues with referee Earl Hebner, who pushes her off the apron. Kane covers Austin for a 2 count. Triple H tagged in and he grabs Kane's leg. Kane with an enziguri and Triple H runs into Hebner. Undertaker tagged in and cleaning house. The referee didn't see the tag. Undertaker beating Triple H down in the corner while the referee yells for him to get out of the ring. Austin corner whipped and the Undertaker delivering clotheslines to both Austin and Triple H in opposite corners. Austin knocked outside. Triple H goes up for the last ride, but Hebner won't count because he didn't see Undertaker's tag in. Austin attacks Undertaker from behind, knocking Hebner outside of the ring. Low blow to Undertaker. Austin hits the stunner on Kane. Undertaker hits Austin and throws him outside the ring, and Undertaker follows. Stephanie gives Triple H one of the tag belts. Triple H goes to hit Kane with the belt, but Kane gets his boot up and Triple H gets whacked with the belt. Undertaker slamming Austin down by the equipment storage area. Kane goes to chokeslam Triple H, but Stephanie comes in and he gives her a big boot. Vince McMahon comes in with a sledgehammer, but Kane grabs him by the throat. Triple H gets the sledgehammer and hits Kane's elbow with it. Then he nails him again. Vince throws Earl Hebner back in to count the pin. New tag team champions. Vince drags Stephanie to the back. Austin and Triple H grab the tag titles and hold them up. Undertaker staring them down as they leave. They replay the ending and sign off from Chicago. Final thoughts. This was a pretty good show with some solid action. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at TheJoeyHarris. You can support the show at paypal.me/cupofjoepod. Thank you for joining me this week. This is Joey saying so long from the heart of Virginia.
The Cup of Joe Wrestling Show is a production of Baby Kangaroo Media.